What people don't understand is that there is a real high when it comes to falling in love that no other feeling gives you. And it's this. It's the sensation that you control the other person. It's the sensation that you have power over them. And that is the pleasurable feeling that people tend to feel when they're in love, right? Where you are completely dependent on the other person's. Your happiness is dependent on them, and that's a sensation that takes us into in that causes us to be irrational. And that sensation of being irrational, somebody making us go crazy in love, where we can't control ourselves, we can't control our thoughts, is deeply, deeply pleasurable to people. And they get high off of that. The issue is that then a lot of people get more high off of the power you give them than other people, depending on their level of narcissism, which they want a lot of control. So some people, you give them the love, your love, and they tend to be so addicted to the high that they hold on to it more than everybody else. It's almost like this. I heard that if you're at a party and it's 3 a.m., the people dancing after everyone is sleeping, drinking, those are the future alcoholic. Because power gives power hungry people more energy and more of a high than normal people. Get what I'm saying? So then they leave you, or you leave them, and they come back just for the power, just to have the sensation of you listening to everything that they say and being completely gullible because you love them, right? So they start to depend on the high of power to feel good about themselves. So they never see you as a person. They see you as an object, and whether you know that they came back because of power, it's because after a while they go back to their old behavior. You know what I'm saying? Now, not everyone is like that, right? But I'm just saying, power hungry people, you can see other forms of behavior where they're jealous, where they're controlling, where they use weakness as a way to control people. A lot of those people are power hungry people, man. Gotta be careful with them, right? The next thing is that the brain nostalgizes you. When you are at a distance, it's like death, right? People appreciate the people who died more, and people build towers for people who die. They don't build towers for people who are alive. I mean, statues. They do it for people who are dead. The death of a relationship has a similar effect in our minds, where our minds will begin to have almost like a funeral of them. And this funeral brings out emotions that are intense, and it causes some people to relapse and come back to the other person because of the high that they feel, because of the relapse, right? It's almost like, how shows, when it ends, it shows like the character having those reminiscent moments. You see them fighting, and then you see them in those casual moments where you thought they weren't going to remember, and then they see them in this moment. And those highlight reels, our brain does that, and it creates a longing for them. But that's the natural course. That's a natural death. That's a natural process of death of people in our lives, where you reminisce about them and it feels happy and sad. It's like a mixed feeling, but then they slowly fade away in our minds. But some people can't let go of the past. Some people have a harder time letting go of the past than others, and that's why a lot of those people are susceptible to nostalgic memories. I'm like that. I have a trouble with letting go of the past a lot, right? Like even when I was younger, I had a tough time getting over my exes. But also, I'm the type of person that longs for the past. I love old school basketball. Let me show you my paintings. Like the classical way of painting, right? Oh my fucking God, Father Alice got talent. Yeah, right? Like I like the old stuff, but also, it's funny how that works, because with me, I long for old architecture. I long for the past. And so it's a reflection that I also have a tough time letting go of the past. But then some people also do that. Some people only love you if you're in their mind's past. And so they confuse the past for reality, which is you really didn't love them that much. You're just nostalgizing them. That time has a certain effect on memories and how we perceive people, and it tends to either exaggerate the positive qualities of people, right? You only remember the good things, and that's why when you leave your ex and you come back, they come back to you. Even if you were, God forbid, abusive to them, they're not going to remember the abuse, because time has a beautiful quality of sharpening and molding the memory of the person to our own secret desires. So, for example, if you're an evil person, right? I don't know why I always bring up Hitler. I really don't know why, because he's considered the most evil person on the planet, right? When you think of him, right, you only think of right. But a lot of people don't realize that he liked dogs, right? He was an environmentalist, right? That's a funny thing, right? He was actually an avid lover of the environment and dogs, right? He's an animal lover, right? And he was a painter too, right? Watercolorist too, right? But we only remember the evil motherfucking shit that he did, which was as evil as it gets, right? But that's the thing. That's the way nostalgia works. If the person saw you as a bad person, the more time passes, they're going to think of you even more as a bad person. But if somebody liked you and the more time passes, they're going to start to reminisce about you in an exaggerated way where they exaggerate the positive traits that you had. And that's what memory does. It puts a filter of nostalgia, which creates a longing. Like even the way you look at the memory is different. It has like that sepia filter, right? Our minds have filters, right? Those filters are there to tell us how to feel about things, right? If you have negative filters, you have creepy filters, you have good filters. And a lot of times those filters are put on without even having any conscious awareness. And I'm trying to tell you that there's a filter of nostalgia that exaggerates the positive and negative qualities of people that would cause you to long after them. And then once you get close to them, you start to see their flaws. But that's why if somebody comes back because of their ego and you want to keep them in love with you, it's best to keep them at a distance. Don't give them any closer, dog. Please don't do that. That's evil shit, man. That's Lucifer. I'm gonna go to a quick little commercial break to let you guys know of my 2 courses that I have that fits this video. It's called The Psychological Game of Attraction for women who are single, and Natural Chemistry for women who are in relationships. You guys can either purchase them individually for $99 or purchase them as a package for $150. Okay, I call it the wifey package simply because it's a course for women who are single and then who are in a relationship. We're all going to be in that stage, people. Okay, so purchase it right now by clicking on the description down below where it says purchase basic wifey bundle, or I'm closing the channel. Next one, familiarity breeds contempt. Right? Familiarity. There's something called the proximity bias. Okay, and when someone is consistently present, their presence may be taken for granted, leading to indifference or lukewarm feelings. And this, like I said yesterday, is normal and healthy. Habituation is normal and healthy, because once you finally are familiar with them, then you guys are then going to start becoming each other. You guys are going to start looking at each other, gaining your habits, and that's a normal thing. But this is something that takes a certain level, a certain attachment style that some people just cannot deal with, because it's a little bit too much presence for some people. But the familiarity bias, when someone is close to you, they get indifferent, right? And this is a law of human nature. This is something you can't get too personal. You can't take this too personal, right? And you know, this is the way I see confidence. Confidence is understanding that you can't take things personal and not taking it personal, right? When you have low self-esteem, unfortunately, you take more things personal, and you cannot help it. You can't just raise your self-esteem. You can't just not take things personal. Get what I'm saying? Because the feelings trumps reality. That's why you got to meditate, motherfucker, right? So yeah, so distance, the distance has this effect. Upon leaving, the absence creates a sense of perspective and nostalgia, causing the individual to focus on positive and qualities, leading to a warmer perception. Like when people are addicted to drugs, and in the moment they're like, I'm done with the drug, in their minds they're imagining all the negative qualities. They go to sleep, they have their coffee, they look around and then say, hey, I wouldn't mind doing some crack right now. That little bird would chirp a little cuter if I was on crack, right? That movie show will be much better if I was on crack, right? And so then all of a sudden you're like, wait a minute, I thought you said crack was horrible. You're like, well, you know, crack is good today, right? And so that distance creates a warmer perception. And the way that the perception works is that it works in your mind's eye. Think about this. Think about something you want to do, something you really like to do. Give me a second. Think about something you really like to do. See it in your mind. Okay? Now, most likely if you see it in your mind, you'll notice that image is more vivid, more intense, more bigger, right? Just think about that. The images are more intense and more vivid. Now imagine something you hate, maybe death, maybe somebody getting killed, right? For example, right? Or seeing or imagine doing something you hate right now. Just think about it. Banging the person you don't like, right? Now that image is darker, gloomier, fucking small. I mean, fucking humongous. It may have almost like similar look of color to this, where it's dark and unsaturated colors. In your mind, that visual representation of that image creates a certain reaction. Those are filters. You put that filter on anything, you could love doing a certain sport or doing something. If you just change, we call it subdomality. If you change, and you make it darker, gloomier, remove the color, literally the emotions for something you hate will be transferred onto something you love, because you're changing its subdomality. And distance has this effect, where it has this filter effect of nostalgia, and usually the past has more power than the present, right? And so you pretty much gain the powers of nostalgia and the past, and the past tends to not have any power over the present. It tends to be really difficult, and that's why people have a tough time letting go in the past. But this nostalgia effect will cause this person to give you a almost like a mental shrine in their minds, you know, where they put you on and they see you all the time. Nostalgia has a beautiful effect like that. The next thing is that absence makes the heart grow fonder, obviously, right? Lack of availability. When someone's consistently present, their presence may be taken for granted, leading to indifference and that sense of like similar, right? Now, the yearning for connections, distance allows time for reflection. This is a beautiful part, right? Reflection, appreciation, prompting to a longing for reconnection and fostering warmer sentiments once the person has left, right? So it leaves a craving inside of your body. And when cravings happen, usually it's because there's no dopamine and there's a desire for dopamine. So really, this craving a lot of the times isn't really genuine. And it's not even genuine. The person who's craving it thinks it's genuine. That's a real thing, right? Like, you can't blame them for that. They think they really like you when they really don't. It's just their egos are hurt. They like you, you know. And a lot of the times it's hard to tell the difference between craving versus actually wanting to reconnect with them. That's one. The next thing is sometimes they just want distance. And they come back. They just want a distance. That's a real thing. Sometimes people could be too suffocating. You know what I'm saying? And what you have to do is pay attention when you're suffocating someone. You know what I'm saying? Like, notice it. There's gonna be differences in their behavior. There's gonna be differences. I don't know what the fuck my neighbors are changing in front of me right now. Some kicky ass shit. Turn around, girl. Just notice it, because those things, like, some people may not tell you when they're uncomfortable, like you know what I'm saying. So you got to be able to, and you got to have that intuition. And I know, why can't you just tell people? People are different. People are weird. You know, it's kind of like, that's why you have to pay attention to them. That's why you have to pay attention and not use them as your source of validation, because even if you sense that you're suffocating them, you're so needy inside that you don't give a fuck, or you're choosing to ignore that, and that tends to push people away. You know what I'm saying? Like, they're getting to know you. You know what I'm saying? So if they're getting to know you and they're sensing that you don't sense them, or even you're sensing them but you're just ignoring them because of pain, then that might push them away. So what will happen is that they'll pull away, and then they'll come back. And they'll come back with more emotional openness, right? And so that's why you gotta get in touch with yourself through a practice of meditation, so that you can get in touch with how people feel, right? You're able to sense other people's emotions better when, one, you're in deep pain, right? But also present. Like, deep pain and presence allows you to reconnect with people. But also when you're present, right? I don't know. When I'm really sad, I'm able to sense people's emotions really well. The next one is just loneliness, man. Sometimes you're just lonely and you want to go back to someone to give you comfort, right? That's a real thing. And you saw this phenomenon more during COVID, where people were so lonely they were going back to their exes. I did that shit too, man. Shit. Yo, what's up? What's up? Like, ladies and gentlemen, I almost became an alcoholic during the pandemic, man. I was drinking every day, wine, right? But I was drinking every day because it was, Jesus Christ. I hate it when women were like, oh, let's go out after the pandemic. Bitch, we could die. The fuck is you? Anyways, let's keep. Father Alex is going through trauma. Yeah, I'm going through trauma, man. I hate when people lie. I hate. This is why I tell people to get off of online dating. I hate the bullshit that people give you online. You know how many times I got that story and I hated matching with women in fucking China. Bitch, what the fuck are you doing? Why? Why are you matching with me? Why are you sending me happy faces, motherfucker? I want to meet people, man. This is COVID. We're lonely here. Okay, all right. Even the computer froze a little bit. Sorry, Father Alex broke down a little bit over there. So yeah, they are coming back for loneliness, and usually you could just tell, right? Once you give them the validation, once they feel happy, you see them the next time, then they're not as intense with you, right? When they're coming back from loneliness, the first time they're intense, and after that it gets less intense. The next one, you provide something they can't provide. Somebody else can provide. Like, it's just that simple. Like, the guy may provide, as a guy, right? Like you might be providing her the holy dizzy, and that dizzy is so fucking golden that they keep coming back, right? Right? Like, if you provide that mind blowing, finger twirling, exorcist type of shit where you start levitating, people are gonna come back like it's on drug dick, pretty much, right? And that's why, as guys, you got to learn how to lay the dizzy down, right? Because when you can lay it down, they'll come back for that dizzy, man. You'd be surprised. Or you provide emotional support, or you provide emotional understanding, or maybe you know them for who they truly are. Like, those things matter. Giving them something that they can't get anywhere else. Even if it's something that you don't even know that, right? Sometimes people appreciate things about you that you don't even know because you're just not aware of. This is the beauty about going out with people. Is that going out with people will reveal to you a lot of the weird shit about you, a lot of the good things about you, and a lot of the bad things about you, right? And that's important. That's why it's important to date, even if you keep getting rejected, right? There's a mirror quality that you see you see yourself through other people in ways that you just cannot see yourself alone. And the last one is that they actually love you. They realize they made a mistake. That does happen, right? Not as often, but it does happen. What the fuck? It does happen, right? People come back, and the way you know is that when they come back with something, and they come back and come back. You don't have to apply these strategies all the goddamn time. Okay? Goddamn. Relax. You know what I'm saying? You don't have to apply these strategies all the time. When it's meant to be, they come back and they stick. You don't have to do with no bullshit. There's no relapse. None of that stuff. And it's understand that at the end of the day, all your relationships end. At the end of the day, there's going to be a point where you're never going to see them again. You should appreciate what you have in the moment. Appreciate their presence. Have fun with them at this moment. Treat them nice, and realize that having that understanding that this is gonna end one day doesn't make you sad. It should bring you closer to reality and hold on to them in terms of showing them appreciation, making them feel heard, understanding that they're also gonna die, they're also going through their life's journey, and you're just a small portion of that. And understanding the shortness of life and how all things are impermanent. It could allow you to look at them in the eye and just appreciate their humanity. Understand that we're both alive. We're in our, honestly, don't understand how special it is to get to know people and to know that we're all just going through a phase. As I get older, I sense phases in people, and I sense it not as like a phase, but like in terms of time. Like, it's like when I date women, I'm like, oh wow, like I remember when I was her age, They're like, hey, what the fuck you mean her age? Hey, bitch, 26, 25, 20, 24. Like, calm down. Like 28 people, relax. But I remember when I was that age, like, you don't realize you're in a stage of life. Anyways, let me not even go there, man. I'll talk about that in my courses. That's more profound stuff. But yeah, man, that's what people. That's why people come back, man. And the last one is that the person who they betrayed, who they traded you for, rejected them. Sometimes people leave you for their exes. Maybe their ex took them back, and now they want to go back to them. You know what I'm saying? A lot of the times, there's a lot of factors why people come back that's out of your control, and you gotta understand. Only give one person one try. One try. 2 tries, perhaps, if you're really desperate, right? But well, look, we all been there, right? I've given people 3 tries too. Right? I'm dumb. I'm stupid like that, right? But only give people 2 tries or 3 tries, and that's it. The 2 or 3 month rule, the 2 or 3 try rule. Okay, how about that? Anyways, take care. Boom. All right, ladies and gentlemen, welcome to the Mindful Attraction University, taught by Professor Alex, where I teach you all of the strategies to improve your dating life and all of the courses that I have all in one place. and you can get it at a highly discounted rate. So that means you can purchase all of my basic courses without the bundles, usually at $600. You can purchase it now at $399, people, not $400. $399 for psychological purposes. Yeah, that's right. Oh my fucking god, he's showing us a scam. Yeah, that's right. Yeah, Father Alex does that. So that means you could get emotional mastery, the psychological game of attraction, the feminine woman, natural chemistry, charisma blueprint, and nice girl at a discounted rate. But then, if you want to get the master's degree of the Mindful Attraction University taught by Professor Alex, you can get the premium version, where usually all of the courses cost $1,200. Now you can purchase them all at $799 or 4 payments of $200. You guys can now also do like a payment plan. Feminine woman, emotional mastery, the whole shebang with all of the bonuses at one lower price, people. And with that, honestly, this is the type of thing that I know that if you guys get, it'll fix your dating life in ways you guys cannot imagine. Now, my worry is that it is a lot of content. Like it is, and I'm not a fan of giving people a lot of content because I don't want informational junkies. But this is the best way to get it all in one price. Now, look, mind you, if you purchase the bundle, I'm just gonna be honest, there's no refunds. Purchasing the whole bundles. If you guys think you guys are not gonna like it, I will prefer if you guys buy one course to see if you like it, and if you don't like that course, you could get your money back and don't purchase the bundle. Right? But if you like that course, you guys can send me an email and say, hey, can I upgrade to the bundle? Pay the difference, and there you guys will get it. But it's just that, look, man, you guys know my content. If you like one course, you like it all, right? So that's the only caveat. But I know damn well, if you purchase it, your dating life will never be the same. Okay? Now, for those who purchase the courses but want to add to the bundle, you guys can message me and maybe we could come up with a price so that you guys can get it while being able to not have to pay all the crazy prices. Okay, so just click on the description down below. There you'll see the ability to purchase the wifey basic package, which is the one that you see here for $399 without the bundles and without the bonuses. But if you guys want to purchase it with the bonuses, which is a lot of content, and I'm afraid because it's a lot of content, you guys can purchase it right here with either 4 payments of $200 or one-time payment of $799, right? And yeah, and by the way, I made this design, Father Alex is being inclusive here and stuff like that. Anyways, hopefully you guys enjoy this. Hopefully you guys can support the channel by purchasing those courses, and I'll see you guys inside. Bye-bye.